know how to represent myself in a court of law and get away with it. They love when you point at them gently and then follow your own hand out. And then you're just going to ask a very obvious question about America. Do you want to live in...
Well, comedian Dane Cook is set to return to Niagara Falls this weekend for a show at Fallsview Casino, and I had the chance to speak with him ahead of his show. All right, let's get cooking with Dane Cook. Dane, you've been in the comedy business, the game for decades, from MySpace to the second comedian ever to sell out Madison Square Garden countless times. And now you're bringing the laughs to Fallsview Casino in Niagara Falls. Welcome back, by the way. What's your secret sauce to staying relevant in an industry that is constantly evolving?
When you get in front of a venue like Fallsview, which you've probably heard, I've been touting it around every tour I've been on, that Fallsview's in my top 5 new favorite venues. I love it. Mm-hmm. The motivation, other than when you get on the road with your new material that you've honed in these local nooks and cranny clubs, late at night, 20 people, figuring out what works, of course, what doesn't. The moment you step toward that venue and think, man, 5,000 people are going to be in there ready to have the night of their life, that makes you want to deliver them the night of their life. And that's what we're going to do.
Okay, well, it sounds like a party and a good time. Yeah. Dane, I love your comedy style. You're obviously known for your high energy, your storytelling style, your observational humor. Fans really hang on to every word you say. But if we threw you into a Canadian kind of roast showdown, comedy showdown, and you had to roast one iconic Canadian thing, what would it be? Who would it be? Would it be poutine, political figures, or Nickelback? Like, what would you do? What would you go for?
Okay, well, first of all, we got to give Nickelback props. I feel like they're on a real upswing. So we got to give shout out to Nickelback for coming back in a big way. Right. The poutine thing, now that you mentioned it, every couple of years I go, this is the day. It's almost like when you go for seafood, and if you're not a seafood lover, somebody goes, this is the place that's going to change you. And every time I come back, that first bite of poutine, I'm like, my Canadian brethren, what are you thinking? What is this? Oh my, it's like medicine. I'd rather have some Robitussin than the...
oh my gosh. Okay, so not a fan of the poutine. No. I do recommend, I don't know, you guys have it in the States, but our cocoa bread Jamaican patties are very good here.
Cocoa bread Jamaican patties. Yes. Okay, that also, the name sells it.
It really does. You have to try it to believe it. Dane, your career has spanned legendary stand-up specials. I mean, I can't even remember all of them. You've also been an actor in blockbuster films, even video game voiceovers. But if you had to do a TED Talk into one totally unexpected skill you have outside of comedy, what would it be? Would it be Star Wars? I see a lot of memorabilia behind you.
Oh my goodness. I know. Seriously. My goal today was just to have a busier shelf behind me than you. And I somehow made yours look boring and benign in relation to, I look like I'm in Mr. Megorium's Secret Emporium over here or something. You
look like a collector. Let's just put it that way.
I promise you, I'm a grown man away from the office. My wife said, you can have this space right here and everything else is going to be very adult. Nice. If I had to do the TED Talk, and I've had the privilege of doing some really great seminar, sit downs that are sort of like hybrid comedic and, philosophy and philanthropy. Right. What really means the most to me is getting to the hearts and minds of young people who feel like their dreams are a million miles away. They may not right now have the team in place, the right kind of family that ushers them towards it. And I'm a big proponent of, you got to get that belief system started early, in spite of your surroundings, in spite of the hardships and the obstacles. And I promise every young person that I get the opportunity to do that, and if I were to in front of a TED Talk, I would say that very first win in the win column that you put up on your own, it doesn't, the significance isn't the size or the amount you make from it. The significance is you took an idea in here and you turned it into something real world that elevated you and made you feel purpose. So that's what I would want to be talking about. And with some laughs in there, of course. Yeah. Maybe I'll wear the helmet out before we talk. I don't know.
Okay. Go as a stormtrooper. It would be very intimidating.